Namaste and welcome to Yin and Restorative Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua. For this practice, you'll want to have quite a few props like 2 blocks, a strap, a blanket, a pillow, and maybe even some additional blankets and pillows. The more you have around you, the more options you'll have to place your body more comfortably in certain postures. Let's begin in a comfortable seat. If you're sitting in some version of a cross-legged position, which you don't need to do, make sure that your hips are higher than your knees. So if you're sitting on the ground and the knees are lifting up, take one of your props, whether it be a pillow or a folded blanket, and make sure that your hips are higher than your knees so that your knees can fall more easily and you can relax into your seat. Rooting down to your sitting bones, lift up from the bottom of your spine, chin parallel to the floor, glide it towards the back of the throat. Lift up to the back of the skull and let the shoulders roll back and down a few times, just settling in physically. So we often greet each other at the end of the yoga practice with the greeting Namaste. What does it actually mean? I've summarized it very concisely as the light in me honors the light in you. But here's a little bit more context. When I was in Kauai recently, I took some yoga classes at a yoga studio, and I loved the more elaborate translation of the greeting Namaste that they gave there. And it said, I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you, which is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Some other definitions of Namaste that might resonate with you. The divine light in me bows to the divine light within you. I honor the place in you where the entire universe dwells. When you and I bow to our true nature, Satnam, we are one. My soul recognizes your soul. We are the same. We are one. I looked up even more, dug a little deeper, and Deepak Chopra, his center, elaborates on the definition of Namaste. In Yoga Tantric philosophy, it teaches that everything that exists is one divine consciousness that longs to experience itself in different forms. So by saying Namaste and meaning it, you are saying that you see others for what you actually are. It's an affirmation of the choice to identify with God consciousness rather than the ego, which would have you believe that you are somehow superior or inferior to any other being on this planet. It is an active choice to take the spiritual lessons derived from the yoga practice or meditation and take it into the laboratory of life. Hopefully that gives you just a little more depth when you are greeting each other and yourself with Namaste. So let's begin. As you're sitting here now, maybe close the eyes. And if it helps you to connect more with your body, rest your left hand on your heart center at the middle of your chest. Rest your right hand below your belly button. And notice your physical body, the aliveness of it through all sensations you're experiencing now. This includes any tension, even any pain, if any. As you're observing without judging. Now bring your attention to your natural breath. No need to change the way you're breathing. Feeling its pace, anything you can feel about your breath. And through this, notice your energy. Now bring your attention to your mind. Observing how active, calm, or focused, or any other qualities of your mind right now. And through this, notice your mental and emotional state. So now acknowledging whatever's present for you. What is one thing you can genuinely offer gratitude for? And with that, begin to clarify one thing you'd like to focus your attention and energy on cultivating through this practice. And remembering that we are all connected. Maybe choose someone or something that you care about to dedicate this particular practice to. Let the breath deepen into your nose. And let it go out through the mouth. Slow it down a little bit more if you can. Being gentle, feeling where the breath is moving in your body. Empty to the very bottom of the exhalation. And let's open up the practice, creating resonance with each other by chanting Om 3 times. Let in a deep breath. Gently open your eyes if they're closed and take a look at your legs. If you are sitting cross-legged, I invite you to switch the leg that's in front or on top. We're going to sit a little longer, so let's balance out the hips. As you inhale, raise both of your arms overhead, but plug your sitting bones and shoulders downward. And as you exhale, lower your left fingertips to the ground beside your left hip and start to side bend to the left. Inhale, root both hips and lift the bottom of your spine, lengthen to your crown, and exhale, continue to side bend. Slowing down your breath. Continue to breathe if you can, just through your nose. We use this to warm up the body from the inside and begin creating a gentle whispering sound to the breath by softly narrowing the back of your throat. This practice, called Ujjayi Pranayama, or victorious breathing, also helps to calm the nervous system and steady the mind. On your next inhale, slowly come up. Release the arms, roll the shoulders back and down. Another breath in, raise your arms overhead, plug the shoulders and hips down. Exhale, lower the right fingertips to the ground outside the right hip and start to side bend to your right. As you breathe in, press your 2 sitting bones more deeply downward and lift the spine from the hips. As you breathe out, you might be able to side bend a little more. So today is officially the last day of fall if you are in the Northern Hemisphere, fall 2022. As you breathe in, slowly rise up. And let's bring the soles of your feet together so they touch, coming into bound angle pose. We're not going to be in this too long as a restorative pose, just a little more to open the hips. So ground again through the pelvis. Draw the navel inward towards your spine, so a little activation of the belly. Lift the belly slightly towards the heart. Relax the shoulders, keep your throat open. And as you exhale, start to hinge just a little bit forward from the hips. Imagine you're trying to maintain a flat back. Inhale, lengthen the spine out to your crown. Exhale, maybe you fold a little more. Maybe you walk the hands in front of you. So keep firming in the belly, supporting the lower back, pressing the hips down and stretching the spine longer with each inhalation for about 5 more breaths. Just like the leaves of fall surrender from the trees so that the trees can preserve their nutrients and be resilient for the winter season. They save their energy and bring it mostly to the roots. How are you preserving your energy and making good use of it? Letting go of what is unnecessary. Even mind energy, thoughts, what you focus on. Next inhale, lead with your chest and slowly rise up. Let's come down onto our backs. We're going to move out the legs just a little bit more, lying down, so it's a gentle movement. As you lie on your back, bend your right knee into your chest, come into Apanasana, wind relieving pose, and circle your right foot a few times in both directions. Ground the backs of your shoulders, lengthen your neck. Into the right side of your lower abdomen, focus a deep breath in. Slide the right thigh, if you can, further out to the right side of your belly. And as you exhale, gently hug the belly with that inner right thigh. A few more times, a few more breaths. This posture helps to stimulate the digestive organs, especially as you're bringing the thigh closer to compress the side of the belly. You're gonna add a spinal twist here. So slide your pelvis another 3 to 4 inches towards the right edge of your mat. Slide your right arm out to the right, flat on the floor. Make sure to keep the right shoulder grounded, maybe turn your gaze past it. Slowly crossing your right leg over your body, breath by breath. Coming into your supine spinal twist. Let's listen to about 3 more slow, deep breaths. And when you're ready, roll onto your back. Slide your right leg to the floor and bend your left knee into your chest. Hugging the thigh towards the left side of your abdomen. Allow a few breaths to circle your left foot in both directions, stretching your ankle. And as you do this, imagine breathing deeper into that left side of your lower belly. Sliding the left thigh, if possible, further out to the left. And as you exhale, gently compress the left side of the lower belly by hugging the left thigh closer. Keep keep resting your two shoulders evenly on the ground. One more full breath here. Then slide your hips closer to the left edge of your mat. Open your left arm wide and flat on the floor, maybe gazing past your left shoulder. Keep that shoulder on the ground as you begin to twist slowly to your right side, crossing your left leg over your body. One more cycle of breath here. As you roll onto your back, bend both of your knees into your chest, rocking a little side to side, maybe forward and back. And maybe circling the legs, gently massaging your lower back. Now let's splay both thighs wide apart, coming into happy baby. Thread your arms between your legs and catch hold of your outer shins or feet, grounding your tailbone, head, and shoulders. Parallel your feet to each other. With your hands gently pulling your legs downward, bringing the knees maybe a little closer towards the ground outside of your shoulders as you splay your feet apart. One more deep breath here. Let's set the feet on the ground, wider apart than your hips distance. Separate your knees as wide apart as your feet are. Keep your feet on the floor and drop both knees to the right side. Align your left knee to trace the midline of your mat. Notice any sensations around the left side of your pelvis, the front of your left hip, all the way around to the left side of your lower back. If you're not noticing much happening, then you might pick up your right foot and cross that ankle just above your left knee. And you might also add raising the arms overhead and catching on the opposite elbows as you drop the arms back and relax the shoulders down your back. Notice any sensations now anywhere in your body. Tuning in to that gentle whispering sound of your breath. Listen to one more cycle of breath. Then step your feet apart on the ground again, wider than hips distance. Separate your knees as wide apart as your feet. Keep your feet on the ground and drop your knees both to the left. Slide your right leg so that the knee traces the midline of your mat. Now pause here and observe anything you're feeling around the right side of your pelvis, the front of the right hip to the right side of your lower back. If you're not feeling much there, then pick up your left foot, crossing the ankle above your right knee. And if you're still needing a little more, raise your arms overhead and take hold of the other elbow on top. Let's rest here for about 5 to 7 more slow breaths. Then uncrossing your legs, whether you turn over to one side or rock yourself forward, find your path of least resistance to rise up to sit. And then swing your legs behind you and let's come down onto all fours, tabletop. Spread your fingers wide, palms face down, stack your shoulders above your wrists. Step your knees a couple inches behind your hips. And let's move through cat-cow to the breath. As you inhale, glide your chest through your upper arms, wheeling your shoulders back and down, gaze up. As you exhale, press down with the palms and contract your belly, tucking the tailbone, dropping your head, round your back. Keep going for another 4 to 5 more cycles of breath, moving slowly. In Sanskrit, this moving posture is called Bitalasana. At the end of your next exhalation, tuck your toes. Make sure your feet are hips distance or wider apart and parallel to each other. Lift your hips high and back into downward facing dog. Take about 5 breaths to move your body any way it needs to move in downward facing dog. You might pedal your feet slowly in place to stretch the backs of your legs. You might gently shake and nod your head a few times to loosen up your neck. Invite as much space as you can throughout your spine, like you're trying to create a flat back. You might bend the knees to do this. Then begin to walk up to the top of your mat into a standing forward fold. With your feet still hips width apart and parallel to each other, bend your knees a lot, reach the hands behind your lower back to clasp. If that's challenging to do, grab a strap and hold that between your hands with as much space between the hands as you need. Tilt your weight as far forward as you can balance, then inhale, lift your chest towards the front of the room. Exhale, hinge from your hips and completely drop your head, staying here for a few breaths. Relax your neck. Stretch your arms away from your lower back. And lift your shoulders up away from your neck.
Uttanasana, or standing forward fold. Crawl your fingertips either onto your thighs, your shins, or onto blocks in front of your feet or the floor. Press into that and inhale, stretch your spine parallel to the ground in a half forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow again into Uttanasana. Take one more to the breath pace. Inhale, press with your hands to create traction as you stretch the top of your head forward. Exhale, bow in towards your legs. Bend your knees a lot more and just let your torso, head, and arms hang freely. Tilt your weight forward, and as you inhale, really slowly roll your spine up as if stacking one vertebra at a time, lifting your head last. Once you get up there, roll the shoulders behind you and down, and flip your palms to face forward by your sides, spreading your weight throughout the four corners of each foot. Spread your toes. Lift up through the center of your spine and let the shoulders soften. Tune into your breath as we move through a variation of a sun salutation flow. Inhale, sweep your arms wide apart, circling the palms to meet at the top. Interlace your fingers, flip the palms inside out, and exhale, side bend to your right. Inhale, rise up to center. Keep your hands together, and exhale, side bend to the left. Inhale, rise up to center, but this time, bend your elbows apart and roll the shoulders behind you and down into a gentle back bend. Exhale, join your hands in prayer and bow forward from your hips. Press into your legs, blocks or the floor. Inhale, stretch your spine forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Walk your hands outside your heels, then exhale, step your left knee behind you onto the ground. Keep the left toes tucked and inhale here in your kneeling lunge, sinking your hips as you gaze up. Exhale, lift the left knee and come into a wide pyramid pose. Straightening both legs to whatever degree you can. Bow to the inside of your right shin. Inhale, lower the left knee again into your kneeling lunge. Exhale, step back to downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, inhale, glide forward, hands and knees to the floor in plank pose. Exhale, first lower your chest, then your chin. Sticking your tailbone up, gaze forward, Ashtangasana. Lower to the floor and inhale to Cobra, coiling your chest up. Exhale back to downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your left leg behind you. Exhale, step that foot gently beside your left thumb and lower your right knee. With your hands on blocks or the floor, inhale, look up, sinking your hips. Keep your right toes tucked and exhale, straighten both legs into a wide pyramid pose. Bowing forward, scissor the left hip back. Inhale, lower your right knee, come back to a kneeling lunge. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow. Hands pressing on blocks, the floor of your legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle your arms apart, rise up and interlace your fingers. Maybe the opposite thumb on top. Flip the palms inside out. Exhale, side bend to your left this time. Inhale, rise up, keep the hands interlaced. Exhale, side bend to your right. Inhale, rise up, separate the hands, and exhale, cactus, bend the elbows apart and coil your chest up. Take another breath in as you lift your sternum and hug in the belly. Exhale, join your hands in prayer and bow forward. Press into your blocks, the floor, the legs. Inhale, lengthen your spine forward. Place your fingertips on the ground or blocks. Exhale, step your right knee back to a kneeling lunge. Stay here as you inhale, look up, sinking your pelvis. Keep your right toes tucked and exhale, straighten your legs to a wide pyramid pose, bowing forward. Inhale, lower your right knee again to a kneeling lunge. Exhale, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, come forward onto your hands and knees. Exhale, lower your chest, then your chin, hugging your elbows towards your ribs, stick the tailbone up. Inhale, slide all the way to the ground, coiling your chest up, cobra pose. Exhale, lift your pelvis back, downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg behind you. Exhale, softly step that foot beside your right thumb and lower your left knee, hands on blocks or the floor. Stay here as you inhale, sinking your hips, gazing up. Exhale, straighten your legs to your degree in pyramid pose. Inhale, lower the left knee again to a kneeling lunge. Exhale, step your left foot forward and fold. Press with your fingertips. Inhale, lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, bow towards your legs. Circle your arms apart. Inhale, rise up. This time, join your palms in prayer overhead. And as you exhale, blessing yourself from your crown center down to your heart center, arrive in Padasana. Inhale, imagine breathing in through the soles of your feet, filling up your entire body. Pause at the top of the breath just for a moment. Feel that fullness before you empty the breath through the nose and sense any stuck energy that may need to release, shedding out through the soles of your feet. Try that again twice more. Inhaling from the soles of your feet all the way to your crown. Exhaling like you're decluttering your energy body. Once more. Let's come on down to sit again. You're gonna move into the hips just a bit more. So as you're sitting down, like we did in the beginning, notice if it might be helpful to sit up on a folded blanket, a pillow, or create a bench by placing two blocks together. Making sure your pelvis is higher than your knees. Coming into double pigeon pose. Take your right shin and cross it on top of your left shin. And for some, maybe it's a cross-legged seated position. If it feels okay in your body to stack your ankles and knees, protect your knees by flexing your feet in a way that you can't see the soles of your feet from where you are. So press the big toe mounds of your feet out towards your left and right walls. Ground firmly to your sitting bones and then lift up to your spine. Lift up to your heart, relax the shoulders, breathe in. And now you might want to have a block or a stack of blocks in front of you or whatever you need to rest your forehead on. Start to bow as you exhale. Pausing as you inhale to press the hips down and stretch the spine from the hips. Exhaling to maybe bow some more. We're going to be here for about 2 more minutes before we switch sides. So take your time exploring your range of motion. Keep your neck long, relaxing your shoulders down. Steadying your awareness on your breathing. Tune into about 2 more deep breaths here. Then plant your fingertips on the ground and begin to lift your chest as you inhale to rise up. We're going to slide the thighs even closer together, going a little further in this hip opening posture into Gomukhasana, or cow face pose. You can, if you find that you're tilting off balance here, you can straighten your bottom leg forward like this and flex that foot. And you might even choose to place a strap around the ball of that foot to hold the strap with 2 hands. Otherwise, you might use the strap as you're raising your left arm, bringing the arms in cow face pose, dangling the strap behind your back from the left hand. Rotate your left tricep forward and bring the elbow behind your head. Press both shoulders down. Reach your right hand behind you underneath and catch the other end of the strap. Then walk your hands as close together as you can. Maybe they clasp and you let go of the strap, or not. Press down through both hips, hug in your front ribs, and lift up through the back of your skull, keeping your throat open. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward just a little bit, and then continue breath by breath, exploring your range for about 10 breaths in total here. And pressing down through your pelvis again, lift from your chest. Inhale to slowly rise. Release your arms and stretch your legs in front of you for a moment, either sitting still in stick pose or just moving your body however it may need to let energy flow through it. So let's set up in double pigeon first, or sitting cross-legged. This time, place your left shin forward or on top of your right shin. And if on this side you're able to comfortably stack your ankles and your knees, then you're in double pigeon. So make sure that you protect your knees by flexing both of your feet, in which you press the big toe mounds out to the left and right walls. Ground your sitting bones, maybe set up your props to catch your forehead on. And then inhale, lift up through the center of your spine. Exhale, start to fold. Breath by breath, ease into it. Got about 2 more minutes here. Listen to one more deep breath here. And with an inhale, slowly rise up.
We're going to go deeper into this hip opening. So slide your thighs even closer together, keeping the left leg on top. And if you find your balance going off center, then try straightening your right leg, which is underneath, and you might fold forward with a strap around the ball of your right foot, holding that strap with two hands. Otherwise, if both knees are bent, you might use that strap to dangle from your right hand as you raise your right arm. Rotate your right tricep forward and bring the elbow behind your head. Press both shoulders down. Reach your left hand behind you underneath, catch the other end of the strap, and walk your hands as close together as you can. If you're able to clasp your fingers, then release the strap. Press your two hips down, hug your bottom front ribs in, and sit up a little taller as you breathe in. Take your time folding as you exhale, breath by breath, for about 10 full breaths. Gomukhasana, cow face pose. On your next inhale, lead with your chest and slowly rise. Release your arms, stretch your legs forward, and take any movement that you may need, or sit still. A few breaths, just letting the energy continue to move throughout your body. Then find some version of hero's pose to sit in. You might, if your knees are sensitive, take a folded blanket and place it right up against the backs of your knees like this. So the thicker the blanket, the more support you're giving your knees and the less your knees have to bend. Or you might take a block and place that in between your ankles, maybe 2 blocks stacked. Or you might sit directly on your calves or sit on the ground right between your ankles. Make sure that your feet are neither turned out or in. Your toes are pointing straight behind you and your knees are on the ground, no wider apart than your hips distance. Then extend your left arm out to the left, like you're saying stop, flex at the wrist, fingertips pointing up. And with your right hand just gently resting on the left side of your skull, begin to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. Sit up tall, especially in your lower back, and let the shoulders melt downward. Now you could stay still here or add some movement, very slow movement to the breath, keeping your right hand on your head for traction. Inhale, slowly look up. Turning your head sideways. And exhale, slowly look down beneath your right armpit. Couple more breaths. Inhale up. And exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. And stay down for a moment, looking downward, bringing the stretch along the back of the left side of your neck. Imagine you can breathe into wherever you're feeling the most sensation. And then release both of your arms, lift your skull upright. Extend your right arm to the right, flex at the wrist, point your fingertips up. Bring your right hand to the right side of your skull, not forcefully, but just gently dropping the left ear towards the left shoulder. Either stay here without moving or add a little vinyasa flow by inhaling, turning your head sideways to look up, and exhaling, looking down beneath your left armpit. Keep going if you're moving. 2 more breaths. Release your arms and lift your skull upright. Placing your hands on your knees here, so you can hold on to your knees. We're going to take 3 rounds of clearing, releasing, Simasana Pranayama, lion's breath. So that's practiced by inhaling fully through the nose, and then when you're ready to exhale, you open your eyes and mouth wide like a lion roaring, stick out the tongue, and let any releasing sound help to cleanse your energy, cleanse your mind. So big clearing exhales. All right, what are you gathering in from this fall season and shedding, letting go to create space for what you're inviting in tomorrow for the winter solstice? Here we go. Inhale for the first of 3. Last one. Roll out the shoulders, maybe gently turn the head. Take out the hands if that helps. Just continue releasing anything that needs to flow through and out. And then find a comfortable way to sit for alternate nostril breathing, which will guide us into Shavasana and then meditation. So alternate nostril breathing, as some of you may know, helps to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, whether you tend to be more logic-minded, left, or more creative-minded, just bringing a merge, as well as calming your nervous system. And it's a specific breathing technique that helps to awaken your relationship to your intuition. So activating energy through your third eye center, or Ajna chakra. So as we're practicing it, you might close your eyes and gaze inward towards your pineal gland, which is towards the center of your brain. You might imagine a light color there. The color of Ajna chakra is indigo, that's the frequency. So sit tall and relaxed. Rest your left hand on your lap. One mudra I choose to practice with this is Pran Mudra, which helps to cultivate vital life force energy. And it looks like a peace sign. The index and middle fingers are stuck together and the palm is face up, resting on the lap. With your right hand, stick out your thumb, pinky, and ring finger, creating Vishnu Mudra. We'll continue to breathe slowly and gently just through the nose. The right thumb will close the right nostril, and the right pinky and ring will close the left nostril when we alternate nostrils to breathe. Let's practice 3 rounds together and 2 rounds on your own. Empty this breath to prepare. Hold the breath. Close right nostril with thumb. Inhale left. Hold the breath. Close left nostril. Exhale right gently. Hold the breath. Inhale right. Hold the breath. Close right. Exhale left. Hold the breath. That's 1 cycle. Next cycle, inhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Close left. Exhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Inhale right, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold, 3, 2, 1. Third cycle. Inhale left. 6. Hold, 3. Close left. Exhale right. 6. Hold, 3. Inhale right. 6. Hold, 3. Close right. Exhale left. 6. Hold, 3. Continue 2 more cycles. Finishing at your own pace. When you're done, sit still, relax into natural breathing, and observe how you feel. Gently begin to lower your body to the ground using any props to support your body restfully in Shavasana. And if you're wanting to open up the chest, you can set up high block under your head, medium height block across the mat, under the bottom tips of your shoulder blades. If you're wanting some lower back support, you can cross your pillow underneath the backs of your knees while splaying your legs apart. If you're wanting some grounding weight, place your folded blanket on top of your pelvis and lower back. And maybe place your strap across your eyes as you close your eyes to help you tune inward. However you're setting up your body, take the time to make sure your body feels at ease and some sort of symmetry along the left and right sides. You might rotate your shoulders back and rest the backs of your hands on the floor so that your palms are face up, a gesture of openness. Once you've found your position, closing your eyes, continue to let the breath flow naturally, resting your awareness on the breath as it comes and goes. As you continue to rest in stillness, with your eyes closed, scan your awareness throughout your physical body and notice how it feels. Start with subtle, gentle movements to begin waking up your body. Maybe rubbing your thumbs across your fingertips. Gently turning your head. And eventually stretching larger parts of your body slowly. Take your time rolling over onto your right side and rest your head there. Bring your awareness back to the breath and sense your own energy. Pressing your hands onto the ground, lift your body up. Find a way to sit for 5 minutes in meditation. Sitting tall and grounded, relaxed, and alert. Place your hands in any mudra you choose, like stacking the palms face up on the center of your lap with thumb tips touching, which helps to cultivate inner balance. Close your eyes or steady a soft gaze on one spot. Continue to breathe naturally. Begin by resting your awareness on the breath. If you sense your awareness move away from the breath, maybe onto a thought, ask yourself, who is observing this thought? Who is observing this breath? Allow this to become easier, where you're relaxing into your inner being by focusing on the breath. Sensing the peace, the stillness deep within you that is untouched by the fluctuating mind. honoring the place in you which is of love, of truth, of light, and of peace. The place in you in which the entire universe dwells. When you are in that place in you, and I am in that place in me, we are one. Notice how you're feeling now mentally and emotionally. What is something that you appreciate? Taking a moment of gratitude. Remind yourself of your intention for tonight's practice. And then remember that someone or something that you chose to dedicate today's practice to. Saluting them with Namaste from afar. Well, let's close with 3 Oms. Inhale deeply. Bow in towards the light within you. Namaste.